This is the K-400. The K-400 is the baby brother to the K-7500. The 7500 is what you're going to use for root blockages. This particular machine will hold 100 feet of 3/8 inch cable or 75 feet of 1/2 inch cable. It's got an Autofeed on it, in which if you've ever used one of these, this is a blessing as you're working through a blockage. It's a 7.6 amp machine, and I'm going to go over actually operating it in just a second now, and think other things to keep in mind. When you're working around this, remember that this has got a belt on this outer edge of it that you have to make sure you stay away from. It operates on a foot press machine on this for spinning it. Right now it's in neutral. You'll see here on the actual casing it shows forward, so you know this is forward. You always use this machine, it's got a forward and reverse on it. That's the off position. You only use the reverse specifically when you have it stuck and you put a little tension by using the reverse in the cable when you're trying to pop it loose. The specifics of how to do it is gone over in the directions. You'll have to read them, but just make sure you know you only use reverse when you have it bound and stuck and you want to create just enough kink in the cable to pop it free, because you can't do it manually. You always operate the machine in forward, and when you want to use reverse, you use this. And that's the whole point of having a forward and reverse on this machine, is it allows you to feed it in and out at about 18 feet per minute. These are the various heads that you can use on a machine like this. That spring is for pulling bits out. Of course, an auger bit and a cutter bit. And you can see that they're really not designed for getting into roots. The one that has a root cutter is actually about this big and has an inner cutter on it as well. The 3/8 inch will do 1.5 to 3 inch in diameter pipes, to double check my numbers. Yeah, 3/8 inch will do 1.5 to 3 inch. That's on 100 feet, and then the 1/2 inch cable will do 3 inch to 4 inch. As soon as we hit 4 inch, we recommend going right over to the K-7500. It's just a better machine, it's heavier duty. You wonder what 100 feet of cable looks like? It looks about this. So that's how far you can get out with this machine. Remember, when you're using it, if you get it torqued up, you've got a problem. You don't want to bind this to the point that you see the line starting to really torque. When that happens, you've hit a blockage. You want to back off the blockage using the Autofeed, and I'll go over that in a second. But that's about it in kind of general discussion. Ridgid recommends that you certainly don't use any kind of glove that's sticky, because if your hand gets stuck on this and pulled in, you got problems. It won't slow down for you, it'll just hurt you. Ridgid has a bumped glove in particular. Personally, I use oiled leathers for almost everything I do. It doesn't bind on things. That's a personal preference, not recommended by the directions. Directions clear that they want you to use Ridgid's product, which is a bumped glove. But that's my choice. It's what I do. Let's talk about this machine. Let me get it fed up for you.